I think romance surely could be my space, but also I think it's more with the age. When Chandni came, that patch, that time was mostly about action movies and all. Then Chandni all of a sudden came with music, and then there was Vinod Khanna, who was also an action hero of his times. And Radhika Madan के इंटरव्यू से मुझे ऐसी कोई बू नहीं आई थी कि she was looking down.
Manav, first of all, a very warm welcome to GlitzVisionUSA.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be, chatting with you all, and also apologies because it's been a long wait before we got to this. But thanks a lot. Yes.
So first of all, how's everything? How are you? Everything good?
All good, healthy, happy, hearty. Works in progress, churning each day, and the grind is on. Like wahi tez raftar. So yeah, I think romance surely could be my space, but also I think it's more with the age. I feel one evolves as an individual with age and time, and that reflects somewhere in the way you portray the character or set a chemistry. Like to a large extent, if you notice carefully, my chemistry with every actress that I've romanced, it could be Rajshri or maybe Rati Pandey or Shweta Tiwari, we all have our own personal nuances, and I try to weave romance around those nuances. Like I have a certain chemistry with Shweta Tiwari as Manav Gohil. Like we are very good friends, right? We've worked together before also. And so for me, my comfort with her is very different. But I know her personality and I know her reactions. So sometimes even if you want to improvise in a scene to add a little more spunk in the romance, I think these are small things that really work and add to something that goes beyond the written lines. So yeah, romance is nuanced, and I think when you have also these fantastic actresses that you spoke about, it becomes easy for me to romance. Yeah. So there are young love stories also happening all across, and there's a lot of college romance happening all. But I think when you talk about mature love stories, they might be more welcoming because the depth of romance is completely different. Sometimes the definition of romance is completely different, right? So I was just thinking of this movie called Chandni. When Chandni came, that patch, that time was mostly about action movies and all. Then Chandni all of a sudden came with music, and then there was Vinod Khanna, who was also an action hero of his times. And so romance is something that when you can show it with maturity, ज़्यादा लुभावना लगता है. It looks more enticing. So I think mature love stories have been in for a while, and I think the need for mature love stories will only keep increasing with time, and I'm hoping it happens that way because I'm maturing. Yeah, sure. Also, there's a lot of help from the universe. So what happens is, yes, initially when I started working, priority was work, and any kind of work that came, one would grab and try to make the best out of that. But with time, of course, like 2 decades and plus, what happens is people also want to perceive you or look at you differently. When somebody offered me Kamna, he said, and he's a very old friend, he's shot me romancing, he shot me in a different avatar. And he said, "Yeah, Mano, I see you as a negative." I says, "Yeah, Rajesh, I'm not sure." He had this conviction, says, "No, Mano, I want you to do this character." And I succumbed, I surrendered. I said, "Fine, if you see this happening, let me do this." Otherwise, I said, "Mere ko hero wala role do na." So he says, "Nahi, Mano, tu ye wala kar." And I did it. And so every time I've heard and paid attention to what my producers, like Yum Hai Hum, I didn't want to do it. Tenali Rama, I said a no. But somebody had a conviction that, "No, Mano, I think we can see you like this." So somebody has a vision for you because you've been delivering a certain kind of quality of content, and when you are able to own up to that vision and deliver, I think then you start doing different characters, and that's how it is played out for me. Like from Shadi Mubarak to Tinai Rama to Yam, or to Kesri Nandan, or to this Akshay right now. So yeah, one project that was tough for me, I think Yam Hai Hum was very tough. Even Tenali Rama was very tough. Actually, every project has its own challenges. Yum Ham was tough because of the gear, the godly gear that I had. and that weighed about 12 kgs extra with mukut and metal all over your body, and sometimes the gada was at 7-8 kgs, right? It was a heavy gada that has to like hold, and so I think that was the tough part, because I remember there was one sequence and we were shooting in the sun. We were doing a cricket sequence, and we're playing in the sun, and the abhushan, right? The ornaments, they got so hot that after every shot the makeup guy had to go and spray water so that thanda rahega. It was really getting hot. So every character would have a challenge. So yeah, I think it's great. My respect for Shweta Tiwari has in time really increased, because I've seen her from Kasauti, and she's seen me from Kasauti, and we've of course met socially a couple of times here and there. We were together on Nash Baliye, but I think Shweta has grown as an actor exponentially. A lot of people who do TV, they could get complacent and not look at the personal growth as an artist. But Shweta has not surrendered. After all the stardom that she's seen, I think she has continued to grow, and I think I sense the same respect that she has for me, and that being the basis, I think it is a fantastic time that we have on the set. We have a lot of fun. There's a lot of leg pulling. There's a lot of mardhad happening. There's a lot of I can ask Shweta. She's all the time trouble. She's a victim. Okay, she loves to play the victim, and I love to play the prankster. but she's very sporty, right? And then when it comes to doing scenes, then we are at it. And of course, we have sometimes we have creative disagreements, and that might lead to arguments. But I think this is how it should be. And she said, no, Mama, I feel like iska wo scene bhi to tha, uske mutabik we should do this. And so we have a very healthy conversation. And then we churn out something. Chal, ye karte. As long as the friendship is developed basis the work that we do, it is everlasting, I feel. So I think I'm having a great time with Shweta Tiwari on the set, and we're having a fantastic, everybody here is working so happy and healthy, so it's good. I think as much as we spoke about romance evolving with age, I think the definition of love and romance and everything has changed. Initially it was more into each other's eyes, like agar tum mil jao zamana chhod denge hum. But with time you realize that you both are looking into one direction for one certain goal. It's like a ship that you both are on, and one is the mast and other is like the wheel that gives the direction. So I think we both have our own respective jobs, and as a family, and then we have Zahra. So our romancing is every morning we pray together, and we refresh our determination to fight alongside each other and stride into a golden bright future. So I do what I got to do, and she does what she has to do. But I think this is so beautiful. This is love, all redefined for me every year. Yeah. So I think absolutely, I was so helpless. Also, I was not educated. When this happened, unfortunately, most men, I understood about postpartum only years after she went through it. So when she was going through it, I didn't know what hit her. All I could, the extent to which I could understand things was that maybe she's undergoing some hormonal change because of the delivery. But that was it. I didn't know anything called postpartum till we went and met, a therapist together, and she said that, Manav, you must know about this. And since then, I think my respect for women has multifolded, because I think what they go through or what they endure is nothing that a man can ever achieve. And yes, I think I'm very alert, not just about postpartum, but even the youth. When I talk to them today, I try to sense if they're going through something, if there is need for them to speak. I quickly, because I work with a lot of youngsters here also. We have like 3, 4, 5 kids, young kids happening. So they all come here for lunch. We spend a lot of time together. I read books with them, and I'm happy that they're able to share their lives with me, of course, with all confidentiality intact. But I think it is extremely important for each one of us as adults to kind of extend that help to the youth, and be sensitive towards people who need just a ear to listen to, or maybe if you can help them, push them towards a therapist if they need a therapy, that is. No, I don't think so. I think the uncertainty was more in my face when I entered the city and the industry. I didn't have work then also for quite a long patch, and there was no money. I didn't even have Shweta with me, and I was going between relationships like one lost person. So no emotional support, no financial stability, no work, no home, nothing. When I went through this patch that I have also oftentimes referred to, I think I had Shweta by me, and I had faith by me. I practiced Buddhism, and so I think that helped me sail through that patch. But I was all the time very confident that this is something that I need to overcome. More than a problem or a challenge, it was more like a part of my purpose. That I need to overcome this to display the strength and the endurance that a man must stand through this, because this will come in life. If I was to alter my path here, I would find this patch of karma with some other profession or anything that I did. But I had to overcome this right here where I am and then move on. So yeah, I think I had to stand through this, and I at no point felt like quitting. I don't think there's much we can change about television and the way it functions, because we're talking about a phenomena, right? We're talking about right now we're doing 7 days a week delivery. The scripts are coming in just like the last minute. I don't know what's happening tomorrow, to be very honest. So we just fighting all the time. But this is a phenomena, and that teaches me the craft as an actor of other things, of how to quickly get work done, how to quickly remember lines, how to still look fine and fresh, and all of that craft. Radhika Madan, I saw her interview actually, and honestly, I don't think people who jump over to films from TV look down upon TV. They might have a perspective which is not wrong, and if somebody asked me, I'd also say that हाँ यार मैंने 72 घंटे काम किया है बिना सोए. आज श्वेता तिवारी, उसने वही सेट पे सोते थे. तो उस वक्त जब हम लोग 20 साल पहले काम करते थे, हमारे पास घर जाने का मोटिवेशन नहीं होता था. यहीं पे सेट पे काम करते थे, वो रिवाइज होकर आते थे, तभी भी यही करते थे हम. सो कल उठ के if I I start shooting for other mediums, I will not say यार टीवी तो क्या था. राधिका मदान के इंटरव्यू से मुझे ऐसी कोई बू नहीं आई थी कि शी वॉज लुकिंग डाउन. हाँ, लैक ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग, या शायद इमेच्योरिटी, या शायद नॉट थॉटफुली स्पीकिंग योर वर्ड्स वाला केस हो सकता है. बट आई थिंक let the girl be, it's okay. Oh God. I was just telling Shweta Kawatra yesterday that I still feel like I have so much to give, and I feel like a newcomer, and I was just discussing this, and then you asked me this question. Honestly, I don't know what character I want to do, but I have too much inside me that I still want to act. I'd love to explore with my given sweetness all over. I'd love to explore the dark zone. I have done also some work which is a little on those lines, but yes, I'd love to explore the dark zone, and I would love to explore authentic, well-written romance. Yeah, these are two things that I'd love to do. Right. And action and comedy and everything else. So all I can say is gratitude. Thank you so much for standing and noticing me all these years, and sharing your love now that we have through social media. I reach out to each and every one of you, profoundly thanking you for I promise you also that I continue to entertain you and do better than what I did yesterday. Thanks a lot. Love you. Hi, this is Manav Gohil, and you're watching me on GlitzVisionUSA.